her at this point is 10 minutes of sustained interest with me giving her a couple of direction changes and stops. So I want her to be able to take light pressure from the handler, so me blocking her and changing her direction, and then us getting the sheep or goats stopped, and then her stopping and then restarting. And what I mean by 10 minutes is I want to see 10 minutes where she doesn't stop to go to the bathroom, she doesn't stop to sniff, she doesn't eat poop, she doesn't get distracted by the goats along the fence over there, that she comes in here and she knows that the set that's in this pen is the set we're working, and she is so keen to work that she does not stop, even with just a little bit of pressure. So not really asking her to give me a lot of space, not really asking her not to split the goats, even though I try to be in a position to prevent that from happening. Not really asking her to stop frequently or to walk really controlled. I just want to keep everything moving, keep her really keen, and build that up. So I did not get on to her the last couple of times for taking off whenever I took the leash off, because I like the enthusiasm, okay? I can put control on her later, that's not a problem. I have control on her in other places in life, so I know that this isn't going to be a problem. However, what I don't like is what she's done is I take the leash off, she immediately goes to the livestock and either goes around them or splits them or whatever, and then she loses interest and sniffs on something over there, or she starts looking in the other pens at the other sets. And so what that's telling me is she's dealing with a lot of conflict in herself. So she has drive to go to the livestock, and then when she gets there and she screws it up because she doesn't have the tools yet to do it appropriately, then it's kind of upsetting to her or stressful to her, and that's why she's disengaging. So I don't want to build that into this routine. I don't want her to think that every time I take the leash off, number one, that she should run straight to stock, and number two, to split them up and get them all upset from the beginning. So we're going to change that. I am going to take this leash off of her, and I'm going to show people how to do it in a way that's going to prevent her from messing up, and then it's hopefully going to make her first contact with the livestock a little bit better, more pleasant for the stock, so that they want to participate and that they're not scattered, and also calming for her because she's going to be able to get control from the start. Now, if I start putting control on her in that way, and she really disengages and doesn't look like she has any interest in getting control of the livestock, then we're going to kind of have to accept a little bit of a mess, just to kind of keep her keen. And again, I don't want to encourage wrong behavior or bad behavior, but I do not want to take the excitement in this out of this dog, because she's already shown that she will sniff or she will break off and go look for more things to do or disengage. So the main goal to keep her engaged, the secondary goal would be to do it in a way that gives her a little bit of control so that she can feel that confidence from the beginning. So number one, I'm going to get her closer into my livestock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put her in where the livestock know that she's there. They feel her presence, but they're not scared by it. So what you'll notice is their heads will come up and they'll kind of start to pay attention to the dog. So that's when the dog's in the bubble, and that's probably where I want to stop her. And what I'll do is I'll keep her beside me. I'm going to lean in, I'm going to take this off, and that's probably going to signal her to go, so I'm going to really quickly step in front of her, okay? And then get back up towards my stop so that I can block her from getting to them when she's in that state of mind. And then it would be the same on either side. So if I'm going to take her leash off and she's on my right side, I would step in front and block her like this, okay? And I'm not going to try to be real harsh about it, but what I do want to do is I want to prevent her from blowing in there and just upsetting the livestock, and then also just kind of want to put that visual in there, like you've got to move off of me, so this has to do with me, not just her. When I go to very much one-sided, and you can see she's lost a lot of interest, right? So putting any of that pressure on her really kind of deterred what she thought she was supposed to be doing. And this will kind of determine, does the dog really want to take control of livestock, or are they just interested in chasing or moving them? So get her excited about it, but then don't let her just turn it into a chase fest. Good, so direct her as much as I can without shutting her down. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So changing directions. If they stall out, I'm going to kind of bump the goats a little bit. I am going to start getting onto her a little for avoiding. Not hard, but I do want her to pay attention. Good girl. To what's being asked of her instead of just avoiding and then going to find something better to do. Mary. Awesome. Good. Mary. Very much one-sided, likes to go on the away side, I think, over the come by. Good girl. Good girl. Mary. Good. Good girl. Yeah, keep it nice and short. I might send her around a couple more times. It's a fine line sometimes, deciding on if you really need to correct the dog for disengaging or not. And in her case, I think so far it's okay as long as I don't do it a lot. Good girl. All that was fine. So she crossed over, crossed in front of me, but her mind's in the right place. She's trying to work these goats nicely. She's doing a good job. Good girl. Good girl. So I'm not going to nitpick her to death on how she's working them. Just get them. Get them. Good. Good. And if they stall out, just encourage her to get in there. Get them. Get around. Get around. She can't dodge that pressure though. Get around. Good. Toss. Good girl. Good. So again, there. Sometimes you have to put a little bit of pressure on them for doing what you don't want them to do. How the dog reacts to that tells you if you're doing the right thing or if you're not doing the right thing. In her case, I did get onto her. I got onto her for peeing in the arena. Not because I care that she did that, but because I gave her a chance to go to the bathroom before we started work. And she had actually just pooped and had plenty of chance to go to the bathroom. So I felt like that was a behavior she was doing to get out of dealing with the pressure. And then going over there repeatedly whenever she's got goats to work right here. There's no real reason for her to be doing that. She knows they're in pens. She's just harassing at that point. So I can get onto her for harassing livestock, especially when she's been asked not to.